Hey, welcome everyone to Mystics pregame. We got Cardinal W. Jr., Wilson Harvey Jr. The Washington Mystics wrap up their three-game homestand tonight when they host the league-leading 30-7 Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota comes into this game riding a five-game win streak. The Mystics are 21-14. They've won two games in a row, both of which are the previous games in this homestand. The Mystics are currently now in sixth place in the league standings. The season series is tied at one game apiece. So this game that already had heavy playoff implications has even more because this is a potential tiebreaker if Washington was able to get this done. The injury report, no injuries report for the Mystics, which has been a constant for quite a while. The Lynx have listed Lisa Collier is out. Olivia Miles is listed as probable. Cardell, very tall task ahead tonight. What do the Mystics have to do to take down the league leading Lynx?
Well, obviously, it helps that Nafees Collier is not in the game, so that helps. But you still got to deal with some heavyweights, some veteran heavyweights, Natasha Howard, McBride. They're capable of going off. Coffee's a vet; she knows how to play. You can't just ignore her. And then Courtney Williams, we know what she can do when she get on the heater. But the last few years in her career, it's amazing how she's transitioned from a scoring point guard to more of a facilitating point guard that can still score the ball, man. So, you got to kind of deal with her in both aspects. Whereas early in her career, she was kind of like a Lou Williams type of player. She getting in, she getting buckets. Um, but we all know it starts with Olivia Miles, man. Just the rookie sensation. Obviously, about to be rookie of the year, no question. Everything is flows through her. So you got to find a way to neutralize her. I don't believe they did a good job last time necessarily. She pretty much got whatever she wanted. Obviously, we know she's a tough cover, but you got to do something. And the Mystics need this win to kind of stay in the playoff thick of things, trying to move up in the standings as much as possible. And this is an opportunity. I mean, you rather try to get this win with them fully healthe, but it is what it is. Collier's resting for rest. I mean, she's resting tonight, so you got to try to get this win, man. And 'cause if you can't, where they at in the standings, if you lose, you're probably going to drop, and you risking being in the AFC, which means you're going to see this team. If you can't beat them without Nafisa Collier, if you can't beat the Lynx without Collier, what does that say? You want to send a message like we're better. You need all your horses to deal with us, especially at home. Because if you end up playing them in the playoffs, that's going to be a mental battle right there for them to really believe they can win in the first round matchup or not. Now, with that being said, like I said, Miles, Caleb McBride, they both coming off of 20-point games, highly efficient. Miles was 8 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from deep, and McBride was 6 of 13 from the field, 3 of 7 from deep. Livia added 7 assists and 5 rebounds. So you got to deal with those two. Natasha Howard was fully capable of getting a double double. She had 8, 6, and 4, but was 4 of 7 from the field, and then went over the Valkyries. And keep in mind, the Valkyries one of the top defensive teams in the league, if not the top. So yeah, you all hands on deck, especially the Mystics front court. They got to bring it. Even with Collier out, it still doesn't matter. They got to beat them. I believe when they played early in the season, it was all Collier, and they still beat them. The Lynx still beat them.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I will double check that for you right now. See who was
Okay,
in that
so
game.
so you got to try to show them you're different. And then with that being said, the, Lynx just a machine, man. This season, the third in defensive rating, third in points allowed, second in steals on 8.9 a game, fourth in blocks, 4.5 a game, fourth in rebounds, 34.6. Number one in 3-point shooting percentage, 39.4%. Second in field goal percentage, 48.5. Fifth in free throw percentage, 80.9. They fourth in turnover. They don't turn the ball over, man. 12.5 a game. Oh, they second in fouls. They defending. They don't foul. 18.4 a game. They look, man. They're pretty much top five across the board at everything, man. So
Just sounds like a damn good team.
yeah,
And yeah,
that's
the fact check what you said earlier. Yes, Nafisa did not play in the game that Washington won by 2 points.
yeah. I figured. Yeah, I think I remember that. So well, I know I remember that. I just want to make sure. But yeah, you see what I'm saying. So every position for the Mystics, they got to hold down defensively. It starts there. You got to control the boards to limit their opportunities to run out or get second chance points. Or in the Lynx case, their second chance points aren't always layups. They kicking it out and someone's coming down, flaring out. Olivia, McBride, Courtney, and they finding them for 3-pointers. So you can't make that mistake. You can't turn the ball over. You can't turn the ball over. You can't turn the ball over. They're going to kill you. They're going to destroy you. Olivia Miles in over court, it's problems. With McBride on the wing and Sasha Howell running it, Cody Williams running, it's problems. Can't turn the ball over. Make your free throws. That's another thing quietly that has played the Mystics also. Make your free throws. And guard your yard, man. This is a big game for Georgia. She has to, she's played well the last couple games. She got to step up. This is one of those games where you got to kind of establish yourself because they need her. Otherwise, they're going to get somebody in there because you can't beat the Lynx team being 4-on-5. And we know Olivia, how she's coming regardless. She's going to attack her, put her in pick and roll, make her life hard. So you got to be able to hit shots. You got to be able to defend and run the team, control the game without turning the ball over. The Mystics can do that with Shakira being Shakira, Kiki being Kiki, Sonya being Sonya, Onyewere being Onyewere. The bench coming in there, the young bulls, Cody, Lauren, Laney Hamilton, Prosper, whoever they come in with, they deliver. Flores, if they come in and do what they're supposed to do, I mentioned, don't make mistakes and hold it down while the starters get a breather. They give themselves a chance. Because a win tonight will really go a long way as far as obviously staying in the thick of things. We're moving up in the standings and send the rest of the league a message like, we're gonna be a tough out when the playoffs start.
Yeah, I'm with you. I literally have not much to add except that in that last game, rather not the first game when Washington did win. Like you said, with Washington's big showing up, they can't allow Natasha Howard to have the type of game she had last time. Like they did still win, but she had 21 and 15 in that game that Washington won. Like just want to throw that out there. Like yeah, they won, and sometimes things get kind of forgotten when you look back. It's like oh, you won, so you may overlook it, but she was huge. And we've been covering the league for a while. Like Natasha came in the league is one of those bigs. There's several bigs in the league that are athletic enough that where you have to really like they challenge you because they're always moving, and she's never had an issue with her athleticism. And yeah, Mrs. Frontcourt, you got to be on it. Yeah, Fees isn't there, but you can't let her have another 21 15, man. That just can't happen. You cannot survive that. Um, because if she's giving you 21, right?
Mm-hmm.
We already know what she cut. Like she's here for what she does on the other end. Anything on offense is a bonus. That's not the knock. Not offensive player. That's just typically been her role. But she's very gifted, and you cannot afford her to go off. You just can't afford that. That's just bad business, especially if it may coincide her going off with your bigs getting in foul trouble. These are all things you don't need, along with the thing Cardell said 9 times, don't turn the ball over. But Cardell, if you have nothing else, man, y'all enjoy the nice game. Those are the keys. Keep them in mind, and we'll see how Washington fares. And we'll check in with y'all afterwards for Mystics Outlook.